Okay, so like the forward contracts, the future contracts are also contracts wherein we decide today how much of these securities need to be bought or sold at a price which is fixed today, but the settlement of the contract will take place at a point in the future. Okay, so the price is decided, the quantity is decided today itself, but the actual settlement takes place in the future. Now, how are future contracts settled? Like forward contracts, future contracts can also have a cash settlement or an offset. Okay, cash settlement is that at the expiry date of the contract, whatever is the differential in cash, that is profit of one party is equal to the loss of the other party. The party which is making loss, incurring losses, will make the differential payment to the counterparty. Okay. Now, seldom is the stock actually delivered to the account of the counterparty. It is generally that the cash differential is the basis of settlement. The other option is that you take an offset position in the stock. This option is more relevant to the future market because there is available market. So if you had bought a stock future, you can enter into an opposite contract to sell the stock future, okay, of the same quantity. So you are entering into an offset contract. दोनों contracts क्या हो जाते हैं, cancel हो जाते हैं. So this option is also available for settlement of the contracts. Now, what are the other terms which we use with respect to future contracts? First is the spot price. This is the price which is prevalent in the market right now for immediate settlement. Okay. Then futures price is again, as I have told you, the price for delivery at a future date. Then the contract cycle. Now, future contracts are in India, they are available for 1 month, 2 month, and a 3 month period. Okay. Now, 1 month जो settlement होती है 1 month के वो हम बोलते हैं near month, 2 month is the next month, and 3 month is the far month. So at any point of time, there are three types of future contracts available in the market. One with the 1 month settlement time duration, 1 month until expiry, 2 months until sorry, there was some network issue. Is the screen visible?
No, ma'am.
No. I'll reconnect this. Give me a minute. Is it visible now? Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So we continue. Again, it has stopped. Okay, then I am presenting through this device only because there is some network issue. So I'll not be able to access the chats. So if there's any question, you can just unmute yourself and ask the question. Just present. Okay, so we were here, the terminology of the future contracts. So I told you that there are 3 month cycles available for every future contract. This is both on NSE and BSE, 1 month, 2 month, 3 month. The 1 month cycle is the near month cycle, 2 month is the next month cycle, and 3 month is the far month cycle. Every future contract expires on the last Thursday of each month. So at any point of time, you have three active contracts, future contracts, from which you can choose to invest. Now, if the last Thursday of a month is a holiday, then the future contract will be settled on the preceding day. Then the expiry date, this is the date of final settlement of the contract. Contract size is the lot size. As I told you, these are standardized contracts. So it is the exchange which specifies in how much lot size can you trade in a particular future contract. Then is basis. Now basis, I'll put this in the presentation. This would be better. Okay, basis is the future price minus the spot price. Now at every for each month, this basis will be different. Okay, but in a normal market where we are expecting normal market conditions, basis will be positive. Positive in the sense कि जो फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का प्राइस है वो हमेशा स्पॉट प्राइस से ज्यादा होगा until and unless you are expecting some immediate fall in the market, or there's some economic slowdown which is expected, something like that. Otherwise, it is always the case that the basis is positive. Okay. Next is cost of carry. This I explained you in the last class also. This is the interest that is paid to finance the asset. Okay, so next term is initial margin. It has somewhat been this some formatting error. Initial margin is being combined with the cost of carry. If you see, initial margin is when you are entering into the contract for the very first time, then some outright deposit has to be made to the stock exchange. And this is from both the buyer's point of view, from the buyer's account, and from the seller's account. If I go into the detail, जो initial margin होता है उसमें span margin plus exposure का वो होता है, accommodate किया जाता है दोनों values को. This I'll take up in the tutorial today. We have a tutorial at 2:30. So there I'll take up this initial margin calculation in detail. That is, how does the stock exchange decide on the initial margin? Obviously, there are algorithms which work, and on which basis this percentage is decided, because this is a percentage of the contract value. Okay. Then next is the marking to market margin. This we took an example for in the last class. That is, there is a daily settlement in the future contract, and profit of one party is exactly equal to the loss of the other party, and at the end of the day the losing party has to credit the MTM loss to the counterparty, which will be the MTM profit for the counterparty. Then next is maintenance margin. Uh, Practically, maintenance margin is a part of initial margin in these contracts. But what is done is that this value is checked on daily basis. If at any point of time the maintenance margin of the trader, the investor, जो भी buyer या seller है, if the margin in your account falls below the maintenance margin, you will receive a margin call. Margin call is called to top up your account. So you can begin trading on the next day only when you reach back to the maintenance margin. तो ये minimum balance है which is required at all times in your trading account. If you fall short of the maintenance margin, the stock exchange will give you a margin call, and you have to reach back to the maintenance margin by the next trading day. Only then can you commence with the trading. Otherwise, your trading will be halted by the exchange. Okay, moving further, there's a screen before you. I hope this is visible to everyone. I'll just highlight the main points here. Now, on the left hand side, you have the stock for TCS, and you are given the value of the share, which you can see there is a red, uh, you are given the value in red. You are shown a drop in the value of the share. So say for example, there has been some change in the management, and that has come to the notice of the public. There's a negative sentiment. All of you know, with Tata Group of Industries, there was some problem going on between Ratan Tata and the the next chairman who was appointed, the successor, Cyrus Mistry. All of you would have heard about this. So this was a long pending case also. But say for example, at that point of time, the day which we are talking about, there has been some disclosure of this friction in management in the public domain. Now, because of this, there is a negative sentiment with respect to this particular share, and as you can see, there has been a drop in the stock price by 3.61%. Okay. Now, whatever happens in the spot market will have an immediate impact on the future market also. If for the same day we track the movement in the future segment of the market, you will see that there is a drop in the future price of the contract also. Okay. So the future price is dependent on the spot price of that respective share. Then you see there is another term which is highlighted. It is the underlying value and the market lot. Underlying value is the value of the underlying share. Now here you have 2359. So actually what happened is that the share dropped further from 2362 to 2359. Market lot of 125 means that buy or sell quantity will be in multiples of 125 only. So if on the right hand side you see buy quantity, sell quantity, 125 is the lot. So either 125, 250, 375 and so on. You can buy or sell in these lots only. This is specified by the stock exchange. Okay. Then there is another term which is used with respect to future contracts, open interest. Open interest, anyone has any idea what is open interest for any share? Specifically for a derivative like we are talking about right now. What is open interest? Okay, so open interest is the number of positions which are open in the market. मतलब वो contracts जो अभी तक settle नहीं हुए हैं. That is also reflected in the derivative segment of the market. For every particular share, what is the open interest? Okay, moving further, if we come to the payoff for a buyer or seller, you can clearly see that the graphs are symmetrical. Symmetrical का मतलब क्या होता है? Unlimited profit, unlimited loss for both the parties involved. जब हम आगे ऑप्शंस में मूव ऑन करेंगे देन we'll see that there we have asymmetrical payoffs जहां पर एक पार्टी का प्रॉफिट लिमिटेड है और दूसरी पार्टी का लॉस लिमिटेड है बट इन केस ऑफ अ फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट यू हैव अ सिंपल पे ऑफ where both the parties face situations of unlimited profit and unlimited loss. Okay, so margins we have done. This I explained to you in the last class, MTM, that you always move from the previous day's closing price to calculate the margin adjustment the next day. Okay, so accounting प्रिंसिपल के हिसाब से क्योंकि डेबिट क्रेडिट हर डे पे काउंटर पार्टीज कर रहे हैं अकाउंट को डेबिट या क्रेडिट डिपेंडिंग ऑन व्हाट द प्राइस मूवमेंट इज इन द मार्केट सो दैट पर्टिकुलर डे द पोजीशन इज क्लोज्ड for next day the reference price becomes the previous day's closing price. You are not considering the purchase or sale price further. For every successive day, the preceding day's closing price becomes the reference price for MTM. Mark to market margin. Okay, so there's one more example on your screens. So this is the example of a commodity future, but the concept, underlying concept of MTM is the same. So I want you people to complete this table. Just have a look at the example. The example is not visible right now. I'll just display it again. So just tell me what is the account balance coming on the last day, that is the day 5. So now you can put in your answers in the chat box. I am able to access the chat from the second device. So you need to calculate what is the account balance on the last day of trading. You have bought the commodity contract for rupees 4.50 on day 1, and your account balance on day 1 stands at 2,25,000. Now from second day onwards, what will be the change in the value, the gain loss, cumulative gain loss, and the account balance? So the next day, the price of the commodity future is increasing from 4.50 to 4.55. So there is a plus 0.05 change in value. Multiply it with 50,000 because the contract, the lot size is okay, 50,000. The lot size is 5,000. You have entered into 10 future contracts. So you'll multiply the 0.05 gain with 50,000. You will get what is the gain or loss on the contract, and accordingly make adjustment in the account balance. So what is the account balance coming on day 2? Account balance on day 2. So Ayushi, Says 2,27,500. What about others? Ayushi, this is the case of a short position. For everyone, the farmer here is in a short position. He's the seller of the contract. So he's making a loss on day 2. जब वैल्यू इम्प्रूव हो रही है तो फार्मर को एक्चुअल में लॉस हो रहा है. So just be careful, you will be reducing the account balance on day 2. Okay, just make that correction. Okay, value में positive change है, that is plus 0.05, but since you are in a short position, you are making a loss. कितना लॉस है? 2500 का लॉस आ रहा है आपको. So now what is the account balance coming on day 2? Yes, Muskan, right? 2,22,500. So this is how you keep making these successive changes in the account balance. Come to day 3. Now there is a loss in the future price. There is a fall in the future price by 0.02. So now the farmer will be in a profitable position. Yes, good, Muskan. 2,23,500 will be the closing balance on day 3 of the contract. The rest of you also please attempt. If there's any doubt, please ask. I'll just display the answers after this. day 3 पर लॉस हो रहा है. सॉरी, fall in value is minus 0.02. There will be a profit of 1000. So now your cumulative loss stands at minus 1500. पहले 2500 का लॉस था, 1000 का प्रॉफिट हो गया. So the cumulative loss stands at 1500 and your account balance will be 2,23,500. For day 4 now, day 4 shows a further loss in the value. एक बार ये मुस्कान आप वैल्यू चेक करो. कैलकुलेशन चेक करो 4.46 is a fall of 0.07. आई थिंक मुस्कान आपने मुझे फाइनल डे, अच्छा आपने दोनों का दे दिया वैल्यू. ओके, फोर्थ एंड फिफ्थ डे, दिस इज करेक्ट. 2,27,000 on the fourth day and final account balance on the fifth day is 2,30,500. So for the ones who are still solving, these are the answers. Have a look. This is how changes, adjustments will be made in the account of the seller here, because the farmer is in a short position. The gain and loss, this is how it will be reflected in the account. Again, the account balance is calculated on daily basis, and for that you are considering only the gain oblique loss column. Okay, cumulative gain or loss is on the total contract. तो end of the contract पे 5,500 का profit earn करा है farmer ने, and the account balance is 2,30,500. Any questions in this? Rest of you also. Okay, so I'll just move to the attendance. Please complete this. Okay, I'll just first start with the attendance. Abhinav is here. I'll stop sharing the screen, only then can I see you people. Let's move back. Yuvraj,
Present, ma'am.